Have you ever felt your soul shrink just to make someone else comfortable, that tight knot in your stomach, the self-doubt whispering, maybe I'm overreacting, I see you. Toxic people are like emotional hurricanes. They strip away your dignity and leave you questioning your worth. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Your value is not negotiable. No one gets to decide how you feel about yourself but you. Self-respect isn't arrogance. It isn't cold or distant. It's a quiet, unwavering statement. I matter. My voice matters. My boundaries matter. And when you show up with that clarity, something shifts in the room. You stop shrinking. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop giving away pieces of yourself that are non-negotiable. Today, we start a journey together. We're going to uncover strategies to hold yourself with dignity even when surrounded by people who thrive on chaos, manipulation, or criticism. We're going to talk about the kind of courage that doesn't roar. It steadily stands tall. The first step, awareness. Recognizing toxic behavior without internalizing it. Hearing their words without letting them define your reality. Feeling their negativity, but refusing to let it dictate your emotions. Imagine a shield around your heart that doesn't isolate you, but protects your peace. That's where self-respect begins, seeing yourself clearly and refusing to shrink in the presence of harm. Take a deep breath. Lean into this truth. You are worthy of respect, starting with your own. And as we go forward, you'll learn not just to survive in toxic spaces, but to thrive with your integrity intact. Boundaries are not punishments. They are declarations. They are bold statements to the world and to yourself that you will not tolerate erosion of your soul. Toxic people will test you. They will push, manipulate, and guilt you. They will whisper, you're too sensitive, or you're overreacting. But here's the truth, your boundaries are sacred, and they are your right. Start by naming what you will not accept. It could be verbal attacks, constant criticism, emotional manipulation, or even the silent treatment. Write them down. Speak them out loud to yourself. The moment you know what is off limits, you stop negotiating your peace. You stop justifying their behavior. You stop asking yourself, did I do something wrong? The answer is no. You did nothing wrong. Your respect for yourself is non-negotiable. Next, communicate your boundaries clearly. You don't need to explain, justify, or debate. A simple, I will not engage in conversations that demean me, or I cannot be around you when this behavior happens, is enough. Saying no does not make you mean. It makes you human. It makes you courageous. It makes you strong. And remember, enforcing boundaries is not about controlling others. It's about protecting your energy, your integrity, your sense of self-worth. Every time you uphold a boundary, you are reinforcing your identity. You are telling yourself and the world that you are not a doormat, you are not invisible, and your spirit matters. Toxic people will resist. They may escalate. That is exactly why boundaries are essential. They are your armor, your shield, and your message. I will not be broken to satisfy someone else's toxicity. Toxic people thrive on emotional reactions. They feed on guilt, fear, anger, or shame, the very emotions they provoke in you. And here's the hard truth. You can feel deeply without being consumed. You can care without collapsing. You can witness their chaos without letting it redefine your inner world. Emotional detachment isn't coldness. It isn't shutting down. It's clarity. It's recognizing that their words, their actions, their drama, none of it belongs to you. Their chaos is theirs, not yours. You do not have to fix it. You do not have to absorb it. You do not have to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. Start by observing your emotions. When their toxicity triggers anger, fear, or self-doubt, pause and name the feeling. I feel hurt, but this is not about me. Ground yourself in your truth. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, I am responsible for my heart, not theirs. This is where your power grows. This is where respect for yourself solidifies. Empathy does not equal vulnerability to abuse. You can still see their pain without allowing it to dictate your behavior. You can acknowledge their struggle without losing your peace. In fact, empathy becomes a tool, not a trap. It allows you to navigate toxic spaces without losing yourself. Remember, detachment is a muscle. It strengthens with practice. Each time you refuse to react impulsively, each time you protect your emotional center, you are choosing self, respect over submission. You are proving that your worth is not negotiable and that no one has the right to erode your spirit. When toxic people confront you, they often aim to provoke. Their words are weapons designed to trigger fear, shame, or defensiveness. But here's the truth: how you respond defines your power, not theirs. The moment you lose your calm, you give them exactly what they crave. The moment you speak with clarity and grounded confidence, you reclaim your dignity. Communication is your battlefield, but it doesn't have to be violent. Use calm, precise language. Speak in I statements. I feel disrespected when, or I cannot accept being spoken to that way. Avoid justifying, explaining excessively, or pleading. Toxic people thrive on explanations. They see it as a crack in your armor. Instead, your voice should carry weight without aggression and firmness without fear. Practice brevity. Say what is necessary and nothing more. Avoid emotional overexposure. It is not coldness. It is strategic self-preservation. Your energy is precious, and giving it away to someone who will twist it against you is a luxury you cannot afford. Also, remember, tone is your superpower. Speak slowly. Speak firmly. Speak deliberately. Silence is powerful too. Sometimes a pause or a simple, "I'm not engaging right now," is louder than words ever could be. Every measured response is a boundary, a declaration, a reminder that you refuse to be manipulated. Finally, trust your instincts. Your gut will alert you to patterns, to danger, to disrespect. Listen closely. Respect yourself enough to speak up, to stand your ground, and to walk away when words fail to protect you. Powerful communication doesn't just defend you, it announces your self-worth to the world. Walking away from toxic people is not cowardice. It is courage. It is a radical act of self-respect. Too often, we feel trapped by guilt, obligation, or the illusion that leaving is selfish. But here's the truth. Choosing yourself is never selfish. Your energy, your peace, your mental health, these are sacred. You do not owe anyone access to your soul if they consistently harm you. The first step in walking away is acknowledgement. Recognize that the relationship, environment, or conversation is toxic. Don't minimize the pain or rationalize the behavior. Speak the truth to yourself. This is not safe for me. This is not good for me. Naming it aloud is the first act of liberation. Next, prepare to detach. You don't need to announce it dramatically. A firm, clear statement like, "I need space to protect myself," is enough. Then step back. Walking away is not a negotiation. It is a declaration that your boundaries, your dignity, and your soul are non-negotiable. Release the guilt. Toxic people will try to weaponize it. They may claim abandonment or accuse you of betrayal. Remember, guilt is theirs to wield, but it does not belong to you. Every step you take away from toxicity is a step toward reclaiming your life, your self-worth, and your inner peace. And finally, embrace the relief. Walking away is liberation. Your shoulders feel lighter. Your heart feels freer. You are finally honoring your truth, your boundaries, and your power. This act of courage is a loud, silent roar that says, I respect myself too much to stay where I am not valued. Toxic people thrive on doubt. They want you to question your worth, your judgment, your instincts. But here's the secret: confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing your value and refusing to relinquish it. True inner confidence is a quiet, unyielding force that no insult, manipulation, or criticism can shake. Start by reclaiming your narrative. Stop repeating the lies toxic people try to feed you. Stop saying, maybe I am too sensitive, or I'm overreacting. Instead, affirm your truth. I deserve respect. I deserve kindness. I will not tolerate harm. Your words shape your reality. Your self-talk either strengthens you or erodes you. Choose wisely. Next, invest in your self-awareness. Know your triggers, know your limits, know your strengths. The more clearly you understand yourself, the less anyone can control you. Confidence grows from knowing your truth and standing by it, even when chaos surrounds you. Also, celebrate your small victories. Every time you uphold a boundary, every time you walk away without guilt, Every time you communicate with calm and power, you are reinforcing your inner fortress. Each act is a brick in the structure of unshakable self-respect. Finally, remember, confidence is contagious. When you stand firm in your value, others see it. They may resist, they may push, but ultimately, they cannot undermine what you know to be true about yourself. Toxic people lose power when they encounter someone unafraid to honor their own worth. And that is the essence of self-respect, a strength that cannot be borrowed, manipulated, or stolen. It can only be claimed from within. Facing toxic people alone can feel like walking through a storm with no shelter. That's why support is essential. But here's the nuance. Support does not mean dependency. Seeking allies, mentors, or friends who respect your boundaries strengthens you, but your self-respect must remain yours and yours alone. Choose your circle wisely. Look for people who validate your feelings, who do not gaslight or belittle, and who celebrate your courage rather than feeding your guilt. These are not casual friendships, they are lifelines. They remind you of your worth when toxicity tries to distort your vision. However, never outsource your power. Support should amplify your confidence, not replace it. No one else can enforce your boundaries for you or feel your courage for you. You are the steward of your own dignity. Allies are mirrors. They reflect your value back to you, but the core strength comes from within yourself. Also, use support strategically. Confide in those who uplift. Seek guidance from those who empower and limit exposure to those who dwell in negativity. Toxic people will try to infiltrate your support system to twist your truth. That's why vigilance is essential. Know who genuinely has your back and protect those relationships fiercely. Finally, recognize that finding support is not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of wisdom. You are choosing survival, growth, and resilience over isolation and self-doubt by surrounding yourself with people who respect and honor you while remaining steadfast in your own independence. You create a buffer that reinforces your self-respect every single day. Toxic people are relentless critics. Their words sting, their judgment pierces, and their opinions often feel like attacks on your very soul. But here's the transformative truth: criticism only has power if you let it. You can choose to let it break you or to use it as a mirror to reflect and grow. Start by separating intent from content. Toxic criticism often carries no constructive intent. It is designed to control, belittle, or provoke. Ask yourself, is this feedback meant to help me or to harm me? If it's harm disguised as advice, you do not internalize it. You do not absorb it. It is theirs, not yours. Next, examine your own truth with courage. Sometimes, even in toxicity, a nugget of insight can appear, but it must be assessed calmly, not through the lens of shame. Ask yourself, is there anything here that can genuinely help me grow without compromising my values or boundaries? Take only what serves your growth and discard the rest. Remember, self-respect thrives on discernment. Choosing what to believe, what to act on, and what to reject is a radical act of sovereignty. Toxic people want to blur this line. They want you second-guessing every thought, every feeling, every decision. But clarity in self-assessment allows you to use feedback as a tool, not a weapon against yourself. Finally, transform the energy of criticism into fuel for resilience. Every negative remark you withstand without self-doubt, every judgment you deflect without shrinking, strengthens your inner armor. Self-respect grows not by ignoring challenges, but by refusing to let toxicity dictate your value. Toxic people thrive in chaos. They feed on tension, drama, and conflict. But here's the hard-earned truth. Your peace is non-negotiable. It is not selfish, it is not optional, and it is not up for debate. Every time you protect your serenity, you honor yourself. Every time you refuse to be pulled into manipulation, you reinforce your dignity. Start by defining what peace means for you. Is it emotional stability? A calm mind? The ability to breathe without anxiety in your own space, whatever it is? Hold on to it fiercely. Toxic people will test your limits, push your buttons, and attempt to draw you into their storm. But remember, you do not have to participate in their chaos. Next, make conscious choices to preserve your calm. Sometimes that means stepping back from a conversation. Sometimes it means walking away. Sometimes it means simply refusing to respond to provocations. Every act of restraint is a statement. I will not compromise my peace for your drama. Also, integrate rituals that restore you. Meditation, journaling, physical movement, or supportive conversations. These aren't indulgences, they are defenses. They fortify you against erosion, strengthen your emotional immunity, and remind you that you are the keeper of your own sanctuary. Finally, let go of the need for others to approve or understand. Toxic people rarely will, and that's okay. Your peace does not depend on their validation. By embracing serenity as a non-negotiable, you are sending a bold message: my calm is sacred, my dignity is unwavering, and no toxicity can dismantle me from within. This is the moment where everything comes together. You've learned to set boundaries, to communicate with clarity, to detach without shutting down, to walk away without guilt, and to embrace peace as non-negotiable. Now it's time to claim the ultimate truth. Your respect is yours to guard, nurture, and celebrate every single day. Remember, toxic people will always exist. Their words, their manipulation, their attempts to diminish you, these are inevitable. But what is not inevitable is your response. You are not powerless, you are not fragile, you are resilient, courageous, and worthy of dignity. Always carry this truth into every interaction. You have the right to be seen, heard, and respected. You have the right to protect your energy, your heart, and your soul. You have the right to leave behind what harms you without shame, without apology, and without compromise. Every choice you make to honor yourself reinforces your strength and inspires those around you. And here is the most powerful realization of all self-respect is revolutionary. In a world that often tries to erode it, protecting it is an act of courage, a declaration of independence, and a testament to your worth. It is a light that no toxicity can dim. So go forward boldly. Stand tall in your truth. Speak with power. Walk with courage. Protect your peace. Surround yourself with respect. And never, ever apologize for choosing yourself. Because in the end, the greatest victory over toxicity is simply this: you refuse to let anyone take your dignity, and in doing so, you rise stronger than ever before.